Hi, good morning. You're welcome to another wonderful 360-degree lifestyle show. This is a show where we deal with your spirit, soul, and body. We deal with your mind, your intellectual abilities, and your growth intellectually. We also deal with the spirit of man because every man has a spirit, is made up of spirit. And then we deal, of course, with your career when it comes to intellectual, and then we deal with the books and more segment. And finally, we deal with your body because our body really is the bane of everything we want to achieve. There's a saying that the grave holds the greatest dreams that were never accomplished. Sometimes because of ill health, sometimes because we did not take care of our bodies, And for today, we introduce you to the Health Puri segment, and it is not what happens to you that matters. It is how you respond to what happens to you. I say this way, that the water outside of the ship cannot drown a ship. It is when the water enters the ship that the ship begins to drown. So it doesn't matter your circumstances, it doesn't matter what's going on around you. If you don't allow it to enter your heart, enter your mind, and begin to operate in your life, it has no bearing whatsoever on where you're going to. Okay, so that's my intro for you today. Think about it. Then don't look at your circumstances. Now, my health code for today is if someone wishes for good health, one must first ask oneself if he's ready to take the necessary steps to get the good health. And this is by Hippocrates. What are you doing to help make sure that you have a healthy body? They said if wishes were horses, many people would ride it. You don't wish to be healthy, you make yourself healthy. So I hope that for every 360-degree lifestyle fan or follower, this morning you've done your DAR, you've done your detoxification, at least you've had a little lemon or something, garlic with, just raw tea or something in your system this morning, not the heavy things or with any milky thing that we do in the mornings. I hope you've drank your water and you've taken your healthy thing with ginger, garlic, lemon or lime this morning. And of course, the numbers for you to WhatsApp or not call, please. WhatsApp on 02745 33469 02022222054. That is quadruple two. Okay, 02745 33469 02022222054. Last week, I promised those that sent text that I'm going to actually read your text, your WhatsApps from both last week and this week. Now, this is a 360-degree lifestyle brought to you by 360-degree Foundation Unlimited. We have two prongs to the company. We have the foundation, which of course helps, those that are not privileged to be able to still train in have entrepreneurial skills and self-esteem to be able to move on ahead. And then we have the soft skills training for executive coaching, for companies, for corporate bodies. And we also do a teacher-pupil training because we see the significance of education and how we need to transform and change the perception of schooling, actually, and turn it into education. So that's what we are talking about. Today we are looking at the eye. We've been doing that. Last week we looked at the eye and we talked about the fact that the eye is the lamp to your body. Okay, without the eyes, and the fact that 80% of what you are able to assimilate is based on the health of your eye. Now, how to preserve your eyes, especially for corporate people that are always on the laptops, computers, and all that. What you eat for good vision. Smoking, thank God that we are having no smoking areas in our hotels, and people are becoming more and more aware that smoking is really not good for us. So if you're smoking, quit smoking because you shortchange your life. Apart from the cancers and all that, it's not good for your health. And then the sun's rays, the early morning sunrise is very good for us. But when it gets very hot in the midday, you need to protect your eyes from UVs. Okay, and then you need to use safety eyewear. You don't just go for any glasses and put on your eye. God knows what they're putting over there. And then look away from the computer screen. We've said this over and over. Hourly, go off the screen for about 2 minutes. and do some blinking, okay? I showed you last week, blink your eyes to exercise your eye muscles, and then you go back to work. Staying on a computer more than an hour, or a phone, or whatever screen, artificial light for more than an hour is very bad for your eyesight. And then visit your eye doctor, your optician, as much as you can. Whenever you find you're having problems, please do so. Now, what is amazing health fact today? Did you know that the fingerprint has 40 characteristics? However, the iris, okay? However, the iris has 256 characteristics. That shows how complex the eye is. Outside of your brain, the eye is the most complex organ of the body. And so it means that you need to educate yourself on the eye. I brought the Royal Sparrows in sometime, I think 3 weeks ago, the visually impaired singing group. And half of them were not born blind. It is circumstances, behaviors, attitudes, and carelessness of parents that got them there. And so I want to tell you this morning, don't joke with your eyes. Don't stay on that computer with full light on. Reduce your eye. For me, once it's 6 p.m., I take off all the light, off my phone, my laptop, everything. It's very crucial for you to then have good lighting when you're reading as well. So that is what we have for you this morning on the health tip. Today, onto the Books and More show. I have an incredible, long-lost big brother, but I found him, and I hope that we won't get lost again. He's a motivator extraordinaire. He has his own satirical, very simple, and very traditional way of motivating people. He has a style that is amazing. And he's also a playwright. And he's a voice that you hear on Joy FM, but you hardly see all over the place. But I'm telling you, when you sit with him for a few minutes, I mean, it is amazing. Who are we talking about this morning? My own Uncle Ebo White. It's so good to have you on the show this morning, Uncle Ebo. And we're going to review his book. He's written a book. This is his first novel amongst many that he hopes to write. And it's The Deal. The Deal. Trust him with the titles of his plays and The Deal. And you ask yourself, what's the deal? What's the big deal? Well, we're going to find out a bit more about it. And I hope that we can do a second part of the review as well. So this morning I have with me Uncle Ebo White. Uncle Ebo White, what's your take on health? You look so trim, so strong. Your itinerary is so packed. What's your take on it? What's the secret?
I think health begins with the mind.
Okay.
That's the way I see it. If you're able to focus on the positive,
yeah,
that helps.
Okay.
If you can look on the brighter side
of life,
if you can learn to laugh at anything, laugh at yourself, laugh at anything around you, don't take yourself that
too
seriously. Yes, I think that will help. Too many of us take ourselves too seriously, but that is not how life is to be lived.
Yeah.
So chill out and have fun.
Have fun, which you're making us do.
Yeah.
You're making us do at the National Theatre.
And you'll be okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much. So that's the word. Health is all in the mind. So chill out, have fun. That's Uncle Ebo telling us on for our health ready. That's what's up his sleeve, But we're going to move on to the book, The Deal. The Deal. This is Uncle Ebo's first published book, but he has been a publisher. The Rover magazine, I remember we used to do it on the Books and More show for years, When I started reading this book, for a minute I thought you were going to stay on the socio-political, because you open it up with a socio-political environment that we live in, talking about time consciousness, politicians and, the speeches and the fact that this particular event, award-winning event, was organized the way it needed to be organized, with a few hiccups of people that didn't register yet showed up.
But they've turned out.
Which is very Ghanaian. And so the usual way, you're satirical, very subtle way of getting us to think about serious issues is what you open up the book with. But what amazed me is when you now move to, Kweku's challenge,
His experience.
his experience, and the challenge that he gave to when he was asked, you've interviewed everyone, what next? And he says, an interview with the devil.
Yes.
And so the book takes a different twist from that point, from just what we can relate to as Ghanaians to a world, a novel that just keeps you in suspense and explores. So what made you go for that kind of novel? Not that, because a lot of African novels are very clear, you can see the social context around you, but you moved that straight from reality into,
Into
some
more reality.
abyss.
I like to believe that that world I painted was even more real than the one we are used to.
think.
No, my observation is that many of us live our lives without any reflection.
Okay.
So we keep reacting to things as they are thrown at us. We haven't been paused to ask ourselves, so where is this one coming from? And it's just that it hits us. And then we roll over or we swing with it and things like that. But I think it is time for us to take control and ownership of our lives and take responsibility for the things, because we've got to know that we are making choices on a daily basis. And even when you don't choose, you have chosen by default.
By default. Even silence is a response.
It's a choice.
Yeah.
And yet, we do not realize that we are making choices. We think we are just helpless victims that are being swept along. So I use an imagery. You began this show with an imagery of the ship and water.
Yeah.
I also use an imagery that in life you can either sail or you can drift.
Okay.
To the casual observer, both of you are moving on the sea.
But
one knows where he's going and would get there. The other one may never get anywhere.
they say that a car that is going everywhere goes nowhere.
Will go nowhere. You get nowhere. Or another way of putting it is that if you do not know where you are going, you'll never get lost. But you also never get there.
That's it.
Yes.
And I think a lot of people like to stay in that, where you're not really lost, but in actual fact, you're going
so
nowhere.
they live their lives, and then at the end of their lives, you look back and wonder, what happened to me? What did I do with all the talents I had, all the opportunities I had?
And the visions.
Because you never quite took. So this book is about responsibility. Take responsibility for yourself.
For yourself.
Understand,
and that's what Kweku had to do.
Yes. Understand what you are dealing with. Indeed, that is what Amma in the book also had to do.
Yes.
Take responsibility for yourself, for your mind, for your thoughts,
yes,
for your actions, and you'll be fine.
Now, there's a quote that Kweku, there's a speech he made after he received the award, which I like. It says, what makes our efforts worthwhile are not awards like these, which he had received. Wonderful though they are to win, he resumed after mopping his face with his hanky, of course, seeing the strange man. Yeah. What makes our efforts worthwhile is the impact we make on our society for good.
For good.
And he goes on, he says, we should never forget that the people we serve have no awards to give except the trust they continue to repose in us and in our reports and features. And that is directly the media state now. It's like we don't seem to understand that the people that are watching us and listening to us, they've kind of placed their lives in our hands, and we need to steer them in the right, not just sail around like you're saying, the person that's sailing and the person that's just, drifting about.
I tell my friends in the electronic media that when you're in the media, there are people you get close to who, under normal circumstances, you would never have the opportunity of seeing or meeting. For instance, right now, we are coming live into the sitting rooms of many people.
Yes.
some of those homes, we will never dare even knock at the door. Do you understand me?
Yeah.
Some of those homes, we would go, if they ask us to enter, we would take off our shoes. Because those homes are of a certain standard that you will know that this is not my class.
Yeah.
But they have invited us in. And I'm saying, so you are in someone's living room,
Yeah.
you are in someone's bedroom, please behave yourself.
Yeah.
Because understand that the person listening to you, the person watching you, is somebody who, under normal circumstances,
You wouldn't be able
No, you
to.
wouldn't be given access to. That person has given you access
Yeah.
through the magic of the medium of the media.
Yes.
Respect his view, respect him, respect her, and conduct yourself well. And make sure that the confidence is reposed in you, in choosing you.
Yeah.
Because in Ghana, we have a choice. Whoever is watching us today, right now, has a choice of other stations you could have watched,
Yeah.
but has stayed tuned to this.
Yes.
The reward, the least we can do to that person is for that person to get up from this show at the end of this show and say, it was worth my time. And not that
Right.
it was a wasted time.
Wow. So you can still WhatsApp me on these numbers 020 quadruple 2054 or 027 4533 469. I'm speaking to Uncle Ebo White, a playwright, a big brother, a name that has, someone that has really kicked the National Theatre, made it active and made, has allowed it to be used for the purpose for which it was built for, which for years had laid dormant. And for that, Uncle Ebo, I respect you. I feel like it's a prayer answered. We used to talk about these things.
We used to.
Yes, on the Books and More
Years
show.
ago.
And years ago. And here we are,
Yeah.
8 years on. You've made the life of, I was at
Dear
God, comma.
Yes.
And I saw children to adults to old people, young people.
Yeah.
But this is it.
Yeah.
This is what we're talking about.
It's
And you've
about
brought
building
it-
a community.
Yes, and you've brought
people.
it to reality. And of course, this show is brought to you by 360 Degree Lifestyle and Training and Foundation. We train executive, we have executive coaching, teacher, student training, and we also have conference speaking. And if you want to reach us, you can reach us on 0274533469. The book I'm reviewing is The Deal by James Ebo White, popularly called Uncle Ebo White. That's what we are discussing. Uncle Ebo White, on this show, we also have something, we give some tips because it's books on right pronunciations and on words. Right now we're staying on words that sound similar but have different meanings. And today we are looking at homographs, and we're looking like incense and incense.
Okay.
Incense, which is some aromatic stick that we use for, and then to incense somebody, like to get somebody angry, but
irritated.
sometimes positive also.
Yes.
Like this, your place incense us to think, Like I was listening to Dear God, comma, I thought, who says that you have to approach God in a particular way?
Yeah.
That's what you were trying to tell
Yes.
us. That the most important thing is communication. And in whatever way you can communicate with God, He will listen to you.
Because he understands.
Every language.
He does.
And He knows us. So that's incense. And then we also have this word lead. Lead, to lead the way, to lead someone. And then we have the metal, which is lead. It's a metal that we all use. So these are some of the homographs we have. But, we also have something, the African way. What is your favorite African pronunciation, that Ghanaian pronunciation, that just blows your mind? The way they pronounce it compared to, the way that it's supposed to be pronounced.
Well, when it comes to pronunciations, I am like the old lady who gets uncomfortable because dry bones are being mentioned. Because my L and my R are very friendly. And so certain words I'm not able to pronounce. So,
Okay.
so I have I would have to sit out this because my pronunciations I'm not too sure of because
Okay.
of that particular challenge. But it is not, for me, it is not even what we pronounce.
Yeah.
And of course, when it comes to written English, that's a very different word
yes,
altogether.
altogether, yes.
Because people are now writing words as they hear them pronounced.
Being pronounced.
Yes. And so you have very, very interesting situation. But it is a usage and application. Ghana is the only place I know where there are fatal accidents and nobody dies. But it's a fatal accident.
Oh gosh. That's true.
Yeah.
I hear it all the time.
Yeah, there was a very fatal accident.
How many people died?
Nobody died.
Oh, I'm a pray.
Nobody died.
I love that. Okay, so that's, well, Uncle Ebo just gave you a yours truly Ghanaian, thing there. So I'm not going to go on, but your WhatsApp 02745334469 and then 020222054 should come in. And so we go on to the corporate segment. We're looking at the ABCs of growth.
Okay.
And last week we looked at JKL, junk, like jostle the junk, around you. And we looked at knock out anything and anyone that does not aid your progress and your success, whether character, behavior, attitude, mindset, that you see is not giving you that progress. Knock it out. And then we have learn to laugh. Uncle Ebo just said that. Learn to laugh.
Yeah.
Maybe you need to go and watch one of his plays that comes every quarter and just relax, okay? Take your mind off all what your wife did and what you just have a laugh and keep your health as well as you do that. But today we are looking at MNO. So we're looking at manage and manage your time, manage situations, and make time for the right things. Sometimes we make time for the wrong things that have no bearing whatsoever on our vision, on our destiny, on where we're going. We make time for the right things, and then never negotiate. Don't negotiate your success. Never say never. Never say no, I can't do this. There's no excuse making, Uncle Ebo. It's a big thing.
It is.
A deterrent.
We love it in Ghana.
Yes. Oh, and in Siena toy na.
That one I can take.
Oh gosh, I like. Oh yes, in Siena.
He didn't venture out. Meanwhile, the same Ghanaian goes outside
and goes
the
into
country
the snow,
and would go to work in the snow.
Which is worse. Worse.
Because that system won't take it.
Won't take it. So
but over here, excuses are accepted.
Okay, so now there you have that. Never negotiate, okay? There's no excuse for you not doing what you're supposed to do, getting where you're supposed to. I'm sure the staff are laughing. My staff are laughing because I'm always like, I don't want to hear your excuses. Just bring me results, okay? Then obstacles. No obstacle in your office should stop, whether it's your boss, whether it's your desk, something did not go right, the light is not on. You can always it's a lack of planning. That's what it is. Okay, it's a lack of plan. And if you have a book that you want reviewed, you can contact us on 0269-787-582, 0269-787-582, or you can YouTube me, Dime Alabi. This conversation continues. You can check out Uncle Ebo's book. I actually saw one at Bachona Total.
Yes.
I was trying to buy a book, and I saw it there. And so you can go to Bachona Total. At least I saw the book there, so you can buy that. And you can WhatsApp us also on 0269-787-582. If you want information on Uncle Ebo's books, you can contact us or Facebook me on Dime Alabi, Twitter Dime Alabi. You can follow me on the reviews that we are having at this time. And of course, 360 Degree Lifestyle Foundation has brought you this show together with ETV and the morning crew that go before me. Thanks so much. You make the whole day, all of it comes together to make the day beautiful for the viewers. And of course, my hair is by Samanj Beauty Salon Spinktex. You can get them on 0244-812-443. And my dress is by Nancy. Oh, wow. She does amazing things with my clothes. Thank you so much, Nancy. And so at this point, we're going to end the show. Uncle Ebo has been my guest, but he's going to come on the show next week, and we're going to continue reviewing the deal. So if you can get it, that would be great. But let me read some of the messages that I got. It says, hello, Ma, hope all is well with you and that you're feeling a lot better. Oh, somebody found out I wasn't well 2 weeks ago. Yes, I'm feeling better. I'm on the screen, so yes, thank you. And it says the subjects that is discussed on 360 Degree are too poignant to be limited to 30 minutes. Oh, whoa. I suggest ETV reconsiders the terms for Dime, as the workers of Ghana need to benefit from her program. Well, I hope the directors are listening. I've heard this, this is a regular feedback I get. And then it says, and this is by Patrick, and it says, I am privy to some current documentary programs, and I must humbly say that none excels as much as 360 Degree. Well done, Dime. You are amazing and proud of you as a unique citizen of Ghana. Mama J. Thank you so much. And then it says, Dime Alabi, hello, Ma. Hope all is well with you. I love your show. I love your clothes. Thank you very much. And I think I'll just end. There's still some more, but my time is up. So I'm just going to end here. This show has been brought to you by 360 Degree Lifestyle, and I've been discussing the deal with James Ebo White, Uncle Ebo, as we all call him, and you can get copies of this book at least at Bachona Total, and I think I saw it somewhere at the Achimota Forest Road. I was getting some wrapper.
And you'll get it in EPP, Kingdom
okay.
Books, and Challenge Books.
Okay. It's me, Dime Alabi, your friend, your mentor, your pastor, saying thank you for being with us. Stay blessed. I'll see you same time next week. And remember, make right choices for your food and grow yourself personally. No excuses, Uncle Ebo side. Free muna bra. Now you go to work. God bless you. Have a fantastic week. Uncle Ebo, thank you so much.
Thanks
and I'm so excited to be on the show with you. It's like before,
Yes.
It's like time never passed. And so thank you for being with us. And I'm sure that we'll be at your next play